Board the X10 service towards Merry Hill, and we are just going to be starting to depart any minute now, and this journey will go via Stallings Lane, Pensnett Trading Estate, Russellshall Hospital, Hartshill, Blarney Hill, and then arriving into Merry Hill. The X10 continues beyond Merry Hill towards Quinton, Cradley Heath Interchange, Cradley Heath High Street, and also going via Old Hill, Halesowen, via Hagley, and also then on to Birmingham. So just enjoy the video, guys. So then, here is our journey now on the X10 service towards Merry Hill, and this is the direction service towards Birmingham. So here we are, just now leaving.
Next stop, the Bull's Head.
So just now leaving. Gornal, and this is also in the 297A rediscovered, because basically this route actually covers the same length as the 297 area as well. So anyway, here we are, just heading down now. So we're just coming to the Bull's Head right now, which is just right here. And there is the 5 ways in, just right there. And we are travelling on an E400 MMC Platinum, which is not a branded one. It's usually in the red livery on the outside with the grey bus. And the first edition Platinums introduced on the X10 were Mark 1 because they did not include the USB ports. They only included the Wi-Fi and the next stop announcements. They did not have the stop-start system in, but now all the services now have.
Next stop, Labels Lane.
So anyway, we're just now heading, and as far as Stallings Lane, this route actually covers the same length as the 17A and 17E, which are the Heath services. 17E.
Next stop, Chase Road.
The 17A is actually the shorter one and only terminates in Kingston. The 17 goes via the Ashwood Park and into Stourbridge, while the 17A is actually the original 17.
Next stop, Sandfield Bridge.
From when it originated as the 257. So anyway, here we are, just heading. So anyway, here we are, just heading now. This is a little bit of a common way. This is a bit more rural wise.
Next stop, Tansy Green Road.
Trees hitting. So as you know, there's quite a few trees on this corridor as well on this X10 service. And we're just coming towards Stallings Lane, where there's Morrison's supermarket, which is also here, but however the X10
Next stop, 2nd Avenue.
Does not, however, the X10 does not serve the Morrison's. It's only the 17A again. So anyway, we're now coming down the Stallings Lane. Approach the Pensnett Trading Estate. this is the Pensnett trading estate, and just right up ahead is the water tower, Dudley's disused water towers. So we just stopped here for a few minutes.
Stallings Lane.
Here we are, Stallings Lane.
X10 to Birmingham.
Right, we're just now continuing in our
Next stop,
journey.
Pensnett Bus Depot.
So we're now continuing down the trading estate, and just coming up next is, of course, the bus depot for National Express, as this route is run from Pensnett Depot. And as you probably know, for those bus enthusiasts like me, there was actually an open day that took place at this bus depot right here. So here's the bus depot right here. And of course, been here before when there was an open day from this bus depot, which was 2019. Apparently there was no bus, there was not many bus events last year. Well, probably none at all, because of the ongoing pandemic, which is the coronavirus.
To Birmingham.
And no shows could have took place because of gatherings, etc. So there is the bus depot, Pensnett, just gone
Next
past.
stop, Baird House.
I'm now coming to the Baird House now. And here's the Booker wholesales. And just coming up is, of course, the King Swinford Beefeater. No, it's starting to rain. Well, it's actually hailing.
Next
now.
stop, Gibbons Lane.
And I'm coming towards Gibbons Lane, and here's the we are just now going to go up to High Oak right now. There's the other entrance to the Pensnett estate, trading estate. Just coming up right now, we've got the T-Wall garage and the Vauxhall as well, Fordham Vauxhall.
Next stop, Tansy Green Road.
And we're just coming back, and we're coming to the other end of Tansy Green Road that starts in Gornal. There it is right there. And so we're just heading now. The X10 on this direction is actually following the 5 in the Dudley direction from King Swinford, and also the 5A from Ward Heath. So anyway, here we are just approaching Pensnett High Street, and of course we've got a Sainsbury's local here. There's quite a few Sainsbury's locals around the Midlands, even in Wolverhampton as well. And so here we are, and just next on the approach is, of course, we'll be joining with the 226 service, the Maryhill to Dudley through King Swinford and Worsley, etc.
Chapel Street.
And we're now coming towards Chapel Street right now. Now going up to the Chapel Street. And also going past part of High Oak now. So here's Chapel Street, High Oak Surgery. we'll be joining up with the 2 service, the Maryhill to Dudley service that goes via the Upper Pensnett areas and even Gornal. And we're also passing the nearby turn off to St Mark's Church. And just now approaching now is of course Russell's Hall Hospital, which is the main
Next
hospital.
stop, Tennyson Street.
Which is actually the main hospital in the Dudley area, and now going through Tennyson Street, and so we're just now joined with the 2's service via the Upper Pensnett, and of course the 2A service via the Mucklow.
Next stop, Russell's Hall Hospital.
And we're now approaching Russell's Hall Hospital, which is the main hospital in Dudley area. Of course, there's a bit of rain out there, but not bad. So anyway, here we are just approaching Russell's Hall Hospital. And just coming past now is an E400 on the number 6 service in the direction to Stourbridge, and we'll be joining up with the number 6 any moment towards Brierley Hill. And of course we were also going to be covering what used to be the old 228 service, the old Russell's Hall Hospital to Quinton that was withdrawn in 2020. So anyway, here we are at the bus mall at Russell's Hall Hospital.
Russell's Hall Hospital.
See a right eclipse urban here on the 6 for Dudley.
X10 to Birmingham.
So we've got a right eclipse urban on the 6 right now. So then we are just now leaving Russell's Hall Hospital, heading down
Next stop, Highgate Road.
Heading down to Maryhill for the final part of the journey. And once the COVID situation has improved, we'll be able to travel further afield on the service towards Birmingham. Because as you know, the section on the Gornal was actually the old one and 2, so anyway, just going past the Russell's Hall Hospital right now. So anyway, here we are, just heading towards Birmingham. Yeah, well, we're heading towards Maryhill now, not Birmingham, but the service will continue in Russell's Hall to Birmingham, not like Maryhill to Birmingham. So, as you know, this is actually covering Birmingham for the 297 service. Of course, the 297 was also central buses, but only ran Gornal to Maryhill, did not go into Dudley. So, there's the town then towards Dudley. That is the number 6. So we're now joined up with the number 6. As far as Brierley Hill High Street, and we would have been following the 228, the Russell's Hall Hospital to Quinton, but like I say, that service is now withdrawn completely. Meaning the only way to get to Quinton now is to get this service to Maryhill, change onto a number 8.
Next stop, Pensnett Road.
Change on to an 8, 251, 215 or 28 or 7, and just now approach and then catch the 242, which is run by Green Bus into Quinton. And you can get off in Birmingham, get the 6 into Stourbridge, and then connect with the 242. Or if you were heading anywhere, that will get you to your final destination. So anyway, we're just now going down.
Next stop, Avenue Road.
So now going down the Stourbridge Road, and we're just passing the E400 MMC Platinum on a number 6 service in the direction to Dudley. And this was actually also the old 311 313 the Walsall to Stourbridge services at Lodge. So then we're just now going into Halesowen right now. And here comes the earthwork garden nursery.
Next stop, Canal Street.
And we're now pulling to Canal Street right now. As you know, all the platinums so far have the next stop announcements on the official routes. 6 is not official platinum route because that was just used by normal deckers, which are like E400 MMC normal, E400s, and also Dennis tried now X400s, but apparently I've heard that
next stop, Wallows Road.
That they're actually getting rid of all the RX400s, which is a shame because, as you know, I love the RX400s. Anyway, there's the Wallows. We're now joined back with the 2A now, all the way into the Maryhill Centre. And also going across the old railway, an old disused railway line. So anyway, here we are by Hotel Centre, just going by the Dreams Pet Shop, and there's also a Burger King.
Next stop, Waterfront Way.
Here's the waterfront that just goes to Maryhill. However, the X10 does not go down there, because if you go further down there, you're then on the number 8, Pensnett, or the Wolverhampton to Williston 5.
Next stop, Brierley Hill, Bank Street.
There's the dog and lamp post, and we're now coming to Brierley Hill, Bank Street, which is also where the Brierley Hill Civic Hall is located. So that's the 2A, the 6 and the X10s.
Next stop, Brierley Hill Library.
And we're now coming to Brierley Hill Library. And then the journey will finish over at the Maryhill Centre.
Next stop, Brierley Hill Five Ways.
And next stop is 5 Ways. Just now passing is an E400 on the 15 service towards Wolverhampton. Now we'll come to do the 15. Well, as you know, I've done the 15 loads of times before and after before and during the coronavirus. Two platinum routes that serve the Maryhill Centre, the X10 up to number 8. Hopefully, eventually, I hope that most of the major routes will then be fully platinum. So anyway, there's Maryhill just coming into view now, and of course St Andrews Church in Hagley. Just right on the hill, that lovely blue. So anyway, and of course there's a few hill. There's the KFC So anyway, here we are just approaching the busy Maryhill Centre.
Street. X10 to Birmingham. Next stop, Merry Hill Bus Station.
So anyway, here we are at Merry Hill Bus Station. So Merry Hill Bus Station is just now Bridge. And there's the Astor petrol station.
New Street. X10 to Birmingham. Next stop, Woodland Avenue. Woodland Avenue. X10 to Birmingham. Next stop, Cradley Gorge. Next stop, Cradley Heath Interchange.
Okay then guys, so we are now leaving Cradley Heath Interchange and we are now heading towards Halesowen. So we're just now going through Cradley Heath High Street, which is also served by the 4M, the 24s, 3s and the 17. The 3s go to West Brom, the 4M goes to Walsall, 17s to Halesowen, and the 24 to Dudley, previously to the Fox Yards. So here we are, just now gone past where the former Cradley Heath St Luke's Church used to be, and there's the Salvation Army in Cradley. So we're now heading through the back end of Cradley Heath, and we're now heading towards Old Hill. So we're now coming to Old Hill. So here we are now in Old Hill. So then we're now in Old Hill, so we're now coming into Old Hill, but however it comes under Cradley Heath, but we're now in Old Hill. So this is Old Hill now, and we've also joined up with the 19 service from Dudley to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, the QE. There used to be a service number 12 that used to come through Old Hill, and it was operated by Diamond buses, but not anymore. The route got withdrawn in 2018 due to the low patronage of passenger usage. So anyway, we've just gone through Old Hill, so we're just going past Hayden Hill Fire Station, and also the nearby Hayden Hill Leisure Centre, and also Hayden Hill Park. So we're now heading away from the Cradley Heath area. So here we are. So we're now coming into Halesowen. So here we are, just now arriving into Halesowen, but not Halesowen quite just yet. But we will make it into Halesowen. So then we're now going past the car dealerships in Halesowen, and we're now heading towards Halesowen Town Centre. So we're just now at Shenstone Island. What we're going to do, we're going to do the loop and we'll come out at that end. But here we are, we're just heading towards Halesowen Town Centre. And then after that, we will head back to Shenstone Island and then climb Mucklow's Hill. That's going to take us to the top end of Quinton. Well, heading into Quinton, and then we'll head into Birmingham. So here we are, just now arriving at Halesowen bus station. So this is Halesowen bus station. So here we are, now arriving at Halesowen bus station. So we're now going to be heading back on ourselves So the A459, so we're heading back towards the Shenstone Island. So we shall soon be arriving back at Shenstone Island, and then we'll be heading up Mucklow Hill. So sorry I went off the track, but don't worry, this won't happen when we do it in the flesh. So here we are, just done our loop. So here we are now back at Shenstone Island. Okay, we're now climbing up the Mucklow Hill now on the X10 service towards Birmingham. So once we've got to the top of Mucklow Hill, we'll then be heading up straight. So we're going to be heading straight. So we're now heading straight up the top of this steep hill. And we'll be heading towards Quinton. So now on our way towards Quinton. And then after Quinton, we'll then be proceeding into Birmingham after this. So here we are. So now in Hurst Green now. So now heading for Quinton. So and then we'll head into Birmingham. So once again, guys, I just hope you're all well, looking after yourselves during since we've gone through a difficult time of coronavirus. But however, coronavirus is now starting to become a living thing for us all. We must all learn to live with corona, like we do with the flu as well. And of course, as you probably might have known, yesterday was the first day of spring. So here we are in springtime. So we've got better weather now to come. So I just hope you're enjoying it, guys. And I hope that you're all looking after yourselves as well. So anyway, here we are now in Quinton. So then, we're now leaving the bottom end of Quinton, and we're now heading up towards Bearwood. So we're now on the Hagley Road, which is actually parting with Oldbury as well. So we're now going to be heading towards Birmingham now. So here we are. Now we're going through Quinton, going down the Hagley Road, so we're now coming under the Birmingham boundary. So that will take us all. So this will take us all the way into Birmingham, and where our journey will be completed. And once again, guys, hope you're enjoying the videos. I know we've been through a really difficult time because of the coronavirus, and it was a prolonged period. Sorry, I needed to pronounce it properly. Prolonged period due to what had happened with all the disruption. But however, the disruption is soon coming to a complete end, and we are looking forward to getting back out and about for more exciting fun on the buses. Yes, on the buses once again, rather than having to do it remotely. But we might have to do it remotely at some time, depending what happens in certain areas. So then we are now arriving into Birmingham after a long journey from Gornal Wood. So welcome to the second city of England, the UK, and so we're just now arriving into Birmingham, and we'll be terminating at Colmore Row. So I hope that you've enjoyed this journey, and once again, guys, shout out to all my viewers, Jake and also Stephen. Shout out to both of you. Continuing watching the videos, guys. Hope you like them, and keep tuned for more videos. we will have more videos coming along very soon. So once again, guys, I just hope that you're all well, looking after yourselves. I know we've gone through a really tough time. We've been hit hard due to the coronavirus, and of course, I'd like to congratulate everyone for watching this fantastic video. Once again, guys, I know it's been a very difficult time, and I just hope that you've all been looking after yourselves during the hard months that we've gone through over the last 2 years. It's been a really terrible disruption due to COVID, but however we are now starting to turn the tide now and getting back to some kind of normality. We need to get back to some kind of normality. Let's all live with corona now. Let's all stay healthy. Let's all keep healthy, which we are doing. Let's all take it easy. We'll all take it easy, guys. Don't worry. We will come through this. And I know it's been like 2 difficult years, but 2021 wasn't as bad as 2020, to be honest. However, this year we've been doing so well when recovering from the coronavirus. And thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Hope you're all well. Look after yourself. Stay safe. Just if you can. And so here we are at the Cornwall Row in Birmingham.